I'm reviewing Wudoli's dual full color LCD. It's a display underwater shockproof digital camera and video camera. Now this is an outdoor camera that is extremely durable. It is shockproof, it is dustproof and waterproof. And I'm going to show you how it is waterproof with the help of my dog. It's extremely straightforward when it comes to use, so it's very user-friendly. It has your power buttons up here. You just hold it down to turn it on. You have your macro versus wide angle switch here. You can hit this button to turn it around and you can do your selfies. This is your shutter, and it's also your record button. You have your zoom right here, and you have your play button, your menu, and your modes, so you can switch from the camera to the record button. I mean, it's all very, very laid out easily for any novice like myself. To open it up, you just push this little lock switch and this slides out. You need 2 AAA batteries. I was using this a couple of days ago for 2 hours straight, and I had to change the batteries. So it really does drain your batteries quickly. I would recommend rechargeables. It comes with a data cable that you will plug in here, and it does not come with a micro SD card, and that's what you'll need. And all of this is in one location. I didn't know if I would like it or not, but it's actually pretty good because this whole thing is waterproof, and as long as this doesn't break, then you're safe. Also, if you are expecting HD, remember that this is VGA. This is the quote-unquote my time retro era VGA. So it looks great. It does a really good job with a VGA, so expect it to be small. If you're wanting to see it on your entire computer screen, you're not going to get a clear image because this is not HD. Now, my husband is a wildlife photographer, and he's really good at understanding cameras, and he's been published before, so I'm letting him explain it better than I can. And so he's going to show you some pictures he took and get more in depth.
So I tried to take a picture of the same thing with ISO 100, which is this is similar to 35mm film speed. That says how sensitive your digital sensor is to light. So if you have an ISO 100, it's less sensitive to light than an ISO 400, for example. So if you're shooting stuff indoors, you're going to shoot at 400 at least. If you're shooting outside, you can usually shoot at 100, and you'll have enough light. So the idea here was I was going to try to take 2 photos of this fence to show you the quality of a 100 ISO versus a 400 ISO with this camera. Unfortunately, this is now with 400 ISO. I couldn't get either picture in focus, so I can't show you that. The major problem with this camera is you cannot tell what's in focus until you come back to the computer and look at it. The LCD screens are fine, but they're not good enough to tell you whether it's in focus or not, even with zooming in. Here's another example. So this is a photograph that was taken either on the landscape or on the macro setting, I don't recall, but you can see that the picture didn't get into focus until right about back here. But I really had no way of seeing that in the viewfinder. I was trying to get these red flowers in focus, but I simply couldn't tell if they were in focus in the viewfinder, or excuse me, on the LCD panel in the back. Same with this picture. Same with this picture. Alright, this is a video that I took. I'm going to change my screen here. Now, the camera is said to take VGA VGA quality videos, and it does. So if you're expecting high quality HD videos from this camera, you're going to be disappointed. It's specifically made for VGA videos. Now you're going to have the same problem figuring out if your video is in focus as well. This was with the macro setting, so for me it was a little bit easier to tell whether it was in focus or not because I was right on top of the action, but there's certainly the possibility that you're going to have some difficulty telling whether it's in focus until you get back to your computer. Looks like it pretty much did. I tried to overexpose the sky as much as I could to see if I could see vignetting, which is the darkening of the corners that you get from lower quality lenses, or if there's obstructions in the view. And this camera does not show vignetting, which is it's good. It's a good thing. The one thing you do notice when you turn down the exposure compensation, as I did for this one just to see what would show up, you can see it gets what photographers call, you see it gets muddy, is what I would call it. So you can see these aren't really pixels, and it's not really film grain. It's just the picture looks kind of muddy. It's kind of like a graininess, but it's not film grain, and it's not pixels. And you tend to get that with low light performance of the camera.
So you can see here that it is waterproof. I took a big clear bucket of water and I left it there and to see if my dog would drink out of it, because I thought it was kind of cool. So it does that. It is shockproof. This is a really good camera for teens or people who are rough on cameras. It's a good point and shoot to travel. You can stick it in your pocket. It comes with a case with a belt loop, and it's really cool. It's a nice camera. It has its issues, but for a straight point and shoot, it's pretty good. I hope that my husband and I gave you a better idea of the product. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.